It's finally happening.
Lian Li's all-new O11 Dynamic Evo builds upon its legendary design by bringing even more modularity and customization to meet your build needs. The dual-chamber design offers extremely clean cable management, while support for up to 3 360mm radiators and 10 fans offers superior cooling for the latest power-hungry components. To see the full list of features and capabilities of the new Lian Li O11 Dynamic Evo, follow the link in the description below.
So after being in this YouTube space for 10 years and knowing Mr. Barnacle nerdgasm himself and all the 3D printings he's done, all of the people that have told me I should get a 3D printer, I finally got one. So this is the Lulzbot Tazbot, which we got specifically from Micro Center here in Tustin. So Micro Center was very gracious in sponsoring this video and sponsoring us starting our going down the rabbit hole of makerspace. So this is a vlog style. The air conditioner just turned on. We're using a shotgun mic on top of our handheld. Just expect this to be like two idiots unbox a Tazbot ball printer.
1.5 idiots.
I'm the half. I will put a link to the stuff that we have here. We got filament and stuff too down in the description below. Once again, a huge thank you to Micro Center for making everything happen. I don't know much about 3D printers. I really don't. Phil has one, Nick has one. Remember he bought his in one of our last vlogs when we went down to Micro Center. He got an Ender 3, right?
Yeah.
Ender 3. I chose the Lulzbot Tazbot, technically people call it Tazbot, because it has been one that has come up over and over and over at being a very good printer. So I know, just like a camera, the printer doesn't make you a good 3D printer, like print. You have to be good at setting the printer up for success. It's just, if the quality of the materials built into the printer are higher grade and higher quality, then you're going to get longer life, longer longevity, and just maybe a better accuracy of the print itself. But you, as the person setting the printer up, have to make sure you are setting the printer up for success. I don't know how to do that. So that's what the whole point of this is going to be, is like take you along for the journey. And the very first thing that I need to print is a bezel for my 7-inch panel that's going to be used in my personal rig for my sensor panel. I think I need to sharpen this knife.
Oh, they gave you a glue stick. Give him the butt. Wow.
Well, you
They really thought
spend
ahead.
top tier money for a printer. You expect a glue stick with it, right? You just get an X-Acto knife. We got that thingy. Allen keys.
Wow, they give you like a full set of Allen keys too.
Oh wow. For hardware use only. Yeah, it's a pick.
Oh, yeah, for cleaning nozzles probably.
Tweezers. What is this? Oh, a little ruler. This is in
Straight
centimeters and millimeters, of course.
TV level, depth level, okay.
Who is Alan, and why did we name tools after him? I mean, the only thing I got named after me was crossing the street outside of the crosswalk. Gorilla pad. Side cutters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like felty type stuff. And then,
SD
oh,
card.
an SD card. Hey, Phil, come look at this relic.
Oh, wow. With the B, like everyone wonders A versus C. That's B. A lot of people don't know that. That's
Well,
crazy.
B in old cables.
Maybe you should see more about it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Go back.
There's the instructions. Hey, a putty knife too.
That's for scraping off.
I know. I'm just saying, they give you all the little like basic stuff.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this for you. Let me just.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Let's start here. Okay, here.
I know RTFM. I'm so excited. I'm like 10 years late to this game.
No, it's okay. At least you're getting into it.
All right, so we're plugged into the laptop. We're gonna have to download the Lulzbot Cura program, but when we turn it on now, it should do like a test x-axis. There's still a little bit of material in there too. Because they did when they built it, they did a print. The little octopus guy right there. Wait, where's the filament hanger thingy?
Okay.
All right, so we've got the software loaded. You can see the little octopus is sitting there, and that's what this print is right here. This was the test print they did with this printer. That's what we're gonna be printing right now, is a test print with the filament that is included with it. Once the hot end reaches the target filament removal temperature, the filament will automatically begin to extract. Once the filament stops moving, pull it out of the idler. Yeah. What about the part that's still? Oh, there it goes. Enter filament and press button to continue. Like Mom, I'm printing.
Wait, why are you going backwards though?
Can you do that?
Okay.
Making sure you're paying attention.
There we go.
With the PLA in place, press the LCD knob to begin the purging process. Uh-oh. We got boogers.
Yay. All right, you can probably tell to stop extruding.
I can't. It
Oh.
says wait. All right. Now we can push the guide tube back up through. Let's do that. Oops. Smells like success. Okay, so we should be getting ready to do our first print here. Click the connect button. Connect. I believe it's connected. So we've manually set all this up now, and apparently what we'll be printing is this gear right here. And, I mean, that's separate from this, obviously. This was their test print that they did. But now let's see, now that we've set the temperature, the bed is heated, we've cleaned it with isopropyl alcohol. This is our first print / calibration print. We'll just let this go now. So it's gonna wipe it. I'm not happy with this tube. Like,
I think it'll be more stable once we get an actual spool on there. Because right now it's kind of just loose.
yeah.
There's no tension.
What's happening is when it
on
goes
that.
down, like it's yanking this down under here like this, like inside of this area. But then when it goes back up, it's all getting caught on this end. And then it actually yanked this out until I loosened that up more, pushed it down and retightened it. So anyway, here's our test print. It's actually gonna be a gear, not the octopus. This is their test print. So we can go ahead and say print via USB because we are connected to this. And I do plan on having a laptop like dedicated to just this printer wherever we figure out where we're gonna set this thing up full time. So our bed is preheated to 60, our nozzles at 215. Print via USB, that should be it. So there's a pause button. It says printing 0. This should be a 27-minute print. See what I mean? It popped down inside here. So now when it goes up, this is gonna get stuck and be all, and it puts a kink in here. This is probably fine though. I mean, it won't be spending much time up here unless we do a huge print, right?
Yeah.
The internet can fill in the blanks on its own ideas of what would be a huge print and why we got one that goes up to 12 inches. All I hear is Iron Man. Like I just hear Iron Man sounds. Okay, so it should center itself now,
This
right?
is a very vocal printer.
It makes all the sounds I would expect it to make. Dude, we've had so much trial and error. Okay, let me just fill you guys in. I was making a stupid mistake of every time I was loading the filament, we'd get it to feed, we're like, okay, cool. And then it would purge, we'd wipe it off, like, okay, start print. But we realized it was backing itself out. And as it was backing itself out, the gears were pulling back through the hot filament because the nozzle's sitting there hot the entire time. It's pulling that goopy stuff up and it was wrapping around the gears and we couldn't get the filament to load. That's user error because I was saying change filament every time and not load filament. So when you change filament, it's gonna purge out the stuff that's in the nozzle and it's gonna back out whatever's in the teeth. So that's why it wasn't feeding. And now I think we've got this figured out. So it's getting ready to start the print right now and we'll be able to tell if it's feeding because I have this not completely pushed down, so we should be able to see it start going forward. But it's fully loaded in there. I can see it down through the gears. I can see in there. It should be good to go. And you know, the little tip it gave me in the manual about clipping it at a 45-degree angle so it's sharper to get down in the gears, absolutely seems to be working pretty well. So basically, instead of trying to load a flat tip like that, you go like a 45 like that, and then it will grab into those teeth a lot better. Okay. Moment of truth. It's definitely feeding because look, we're getting boogers sticking out already, even though I already wiped the nozzle. See that? That's the first time I've had anything come out at the hot end. Hey, Nick, look, we're printing.
Yes! Look at that. So we just let it do its thing for the 27 minutes or so?
We're getting some strings. No?
That we'll have to tune out.
All right, so our little test print is just about done. We actually have a fair amount of filament left on the little test amount. So I'm glad I figured out this stupid issue because that was user error. So when this is done, we'll be using the putty knife they sent, which I might get a nicer putty knife. This one's really kind of just, it doesn't matter, but whatever. This is glass, so I want to be kind to it. But when it's done, we will pop this off, and then we'll take a look at so far the quality of it looks pretty good in terms of the resolution. I know there's settings in Cura that you can obviously adjust on that. This is just the G code that came with the file. We didn't really change any of it, but not bad for a first print. There is some particular stuff you need to keep in mind when cleaning nozzles and stuff on this, which can complete a circuit. Ah, there we go. So Jatman, my moderator, who's very into 3D printing, is the one that told me about making sure that the nozzle stays clean, otherwise it won't complete that circuit. So we had a little bit, like that one string is all we had right there. Do you think it's fine to take off now or let it cool off more?
I'm gonna cool down like just another minute or so, but we have the vent blowing down on it. You just...
Dang, that really sticks. You were worried about it not sticking to the bed?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Is it supposed to stick that hard? There we go. I just had to get under it. There we go.
There you go.
Hey, look at that. Only one little... Dude, look at that. That's solid.
Nice.
Holy cow. I did that.
Wow. Good job.
So this video is not done here. We have a thing I need to print for my computer. So here's my personal build. You guys have already seen all this. And I said I wanted to put a screen on my GPU. I've got the 7-inch screen. That's gonna end up going right there. But I need to print a bezel for it. Nick found a bezel for this monitor on Thingiverse. And I think we're gonna start that print actually today. And then let that go and I'm gonna go home. So I wanna take this green filament out of here now. And now as a test of proof of concept or whatever, I think I've now figured out how to properly unload, right? Okay, change filament, unload filament, preheat PLA. It's gonna go to 190, I believe. Then I'm gonna try and load off of the reel, or the spool, the black PLA that we have, because this green stuff came with the low spot, and green is like their company color, so. I know a lot of you are probably like, why'd you get this? Why'd you get that? And why did you not this? And why did you, look, it's just, I like bright colors, and green caught my attention. And Micro Center had it, and Micro Center is willing to sponsor this, and I am very grateful for that. But I know that there is a deep, deep, deep rabbit hole for 3D printing. Dual nozzles and stuff with multicolored prints and just all sorts of crazy stuff, which if I decide that I'm using this often enough to justify it, I will look into that. So I was looking underneath to see where that air actually goes, but, oh, see? So it just extruded that, and now it is backing out. It pooped. So now, look, Nick, it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. Look at this.
You know, like 6 tries later, you think you get it down, right?
The simplest part is like load printer. All right, so it's the next day. Nick has worked on the file for the bezel for the screen. We're gonna be printing it face down, essentially. That way, the smooth material, so you see how the part that's against the bed is much smoother than, say, the part that's exposed to the top, because you can see the print lines. That's gonna be the part facing out. So the idea here is that we'll be printing it upside down. So that's the idea there. He said the file is ready for us. Let's see which it is. It's that. Okay, that looks like it should be there. So this says it should take 1 hour and 28 minutes to print. That's probably because of the thickness. This thing's at 99%. I'm not entirely positive that this is gonna fit our screen the way I want, but this is all part of the modeling and test fitting and stuff, right? As long as I can come up with some sort of a, bezel that works for this, I'll be happy. I'm just worried this is gonna be too big, too tall, because it adds a lot of height to it. I probably shouldn't have said stop. So now we'll wait for the bed to cool down to 53 to right around 35 or so. Then I should be able to peel it up from there pretty good. That's one of the mistakes I made with this thing is I was trying to peel it up while the bed was still hot. So it was really stuck to it. But when the bed cools, then it will release some of its bond with the material. Wow. It's actually a pretty good like smoothness there without even sanding or anything yet. You could see where we said we thought it was closer on one side than the other?
Yeah.
You can definitely see that with the material there. So it's almost like the bed level maybe needs a little work. It doesn't look bad though. I mean, if it were super smooth, like, let me hold it right there. See, it's smoother there than it is there. And you see it's less print lines there than there. So it was absolutely lifting up more on one side than the other. I'm not sure why it was doing that. So after a little sanding and fitting, there's the bezel for my monitor. And I'm moving it around a bunch. I might need to open it up just a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Now this monitor actually comes with a stand. I'm almost thinking I might just use the stand with this bezel over here. So instead of trying to mount it to my graphics card like I originally said, which I thought would look neat, but the thickness is a problem between my tubing here. Although I could use this little spacer thing I got, like I said, to push it out. Or I just end up going straight out. Because that is now like the exact size of the monitor or the graphics card. So if I go straight out now instead of down at a 45, then that would fix that. But anyway, so there's my first print, which needs some work. So I can get rid of that right there. I think what we'll do is we'll end up printing another one. And I think that we're gonna end up opening up the hole like maybe 0.25 millimeter, which I think all around will give us enough room to be able to stick it in there like that. But although by sizing it like I did, it's now such a form fit, it's not gonna go anywhere. So there you go. 3D printing now a part of this channel in some way, once I get all the little kinks worked out. All right guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to Micro Center for supporting us with this printer. If you guys want to check out Micro Center and their full lineup of printers, they carry multiple brands across different types of printers. It would be resin, belt axis, or that way you can get infinite like X-axis or is that Z-axis, X-axis, whatever axis it is that's horizontal. Tons of filament, lots of expertise. You guys can check out the link down below. And I'm gonna now try and figure out how to proceed with this. Thanks for watching.